Hello, my lovely students. Today, we're diving into a really wonderful chapter, 2 stories about flying. It's all about conquering our fears and, sometimes, getting a little help from mysterious places. By the end of this quick session, you'll understand it all perfectly, I promise.
Now, I know exams are coming, and things can feel a little stressful. But listen to me, don't you worry one bit. We're going to walk through this chapter together step by step, and I'll make it so simple for you. You'll be more than ready.
So, what's our flight plan for today? First, we'll meet our little Seagull. Then, we'll see his mom's brilliant plan. After that, we'll jump into a plane and fly into a storm. We'll meet a mysterious helper. And finally, we'll land with all the key points you need for your exam. See? Simple.
Okay, let's get right into it with our first story, his first flight. This one is all about a sweet little seagull who has one tiny problem. His job is to fly, but he's just terrified. Just look at this poor little guy, all by himself on this ledge. His brother and sister are already out there, soaring in the sky. They figured it out, but he's been left behind. Can you just imagine how lonely and scared he must be feeling?
So that's the big question, isn't it? Why was he so scared? I mean, he's a bird. Flying is what they do. What do you think was going on in his little head that was stopping him?
Well, it was a whole mix of things, really. First, he had absolutely zero self-confidence. He was just convinced his wings wouldn't work. Then, when he looked down, oh my, the sea looked so far away, it was terrifying. And, to make it all worse, his family was actually making fun of him. And on top of everything, he hadn't eaten for a whole day. He was starving.
But hey, every story needs a turning point, right? And this is where it gets really interesting. Enter his mother. And let me tell you, she has a very clever plan. This is my favorite part.
So his mom, she's really smart. She knows her baby is desperately hungry. So what does she do? She gets a piece of fish and starts tearing it up right in front of him. That sight just drives him crazy. Then she flies towards him with the fish, but, and this is the genius move, she stops just out of reach. The poor seagull, he's not thinking about fear anymore. He's only thinking about that fish. He dives for it, and off the ledge he goes. For a second, can you imagine the pure panic? His heart must have stopped. He's falling, just tumbling down. But then something incredible happens. Instinct just takes over. His wings spread out all by themselves. They catch the air, and suddenly, he isn't falling anymore. He's flying. He is actually flying. He did it. What a fantastic moment.
Okay, Bacho, everyone focus now. This is a very common exam question, so let's make sure we know exactly how to answer it. What was that final thing that made him fly?
All right, here are the magic points for a full marks answer. First, you have to mention his extreme hunger. That's the key. Second, the fish that his mother used so cleverly as bait. Third, remember his dive wasn't an act of courage, it was pure instinct. And finally, you absolutely must talk about his mother's wise and crucial role. Got it? Super simple.
Okay, let's wave goodbye to our little seagull and get ready for a completely different adventure. Buckle up because we're stepping into the cockpit for our second story, the Black Aeroplane. The whole mood changes here. It's all about mystery and suspense. So picture this. Our pilot is just cruising along in his plane. It's a clear night, everything's calm, and he's just dreaming of getting home for a nice big English breakfast. Life is good. And then, bam, he sees them. These enormous, dark clouds right in front of him, looking like giant black mountains. His easy flight is about to turn into a complete nightmare.
And here's where he makes a risky choice. He decides to fly straight into the storm, and instantly, everything fails. His compass starts spinning like crazy, useless. He tries the radio, nothing, dead silence. And the worst part? He looks at his fuel gauge. It's dangerously low. He is completely and utterly lost.
So it really feels like all hope is lost. He's trapped. But then, just when things couldn't get worse, something completely strange and impossible happens.
Out of the blackness, he sees another airplane, right there, in the middle of the storm. But get this, it's a black plane with no lights on its wings. How strange is that? He can see the pilot inside, and the other pilot just waves at him and signals, "Follow me." With no other choice, he does. He follows the mystery plane.
So he follows the plane, lands safely, and he is so relieved. The first thing he does is go to the control tower to thank the pilot who saved him. But when he asks the woman there about the other plane, she gives him a confused look and says this. This is the big twist. There was no other plane on the radar. No one else was out there. And that's the awesome question the story leaves us with. Who was that other pilot? What do you think? Was it a ghost? Was it just his own imagination, his own courage showing him the way? Or was it some kind of miracle? The story never tells us, and we get to wonder about it.
Okay, my dear students, we're bringing our flight in for a landing. This last part is super, super important. Let's wrap everything up so you have it all fresh in your mind for your exam.
This little table right here is your secret weapon for revision. Just look how simple it makes everything. In the first story, you have a timid seagull whose challenge is internal. It's his own fear, and his help comes from family. The main idea is self-belief. In the second story, you have a confident pilot, and his challenge is external, a real storm, and his help is a total mystery. The theme is hope. If you can remember this table, you can answer any comparison question perfectly. And there we have it. 2 fantastic stories about finding the courage to fly. Just keep these main ideas in your head, and you are going to do wonderfully. All the very, very best for your exams, Bacho. I know you will all do great. Just one last thought for you. What do you think is scarier, the storm you can see outside or the fear you can feel inside? Think about it.